Hey guys, welcome to a new movie review. Today I'm going to be telling you about a new film by director Sean Levy, who's done Night at the Museum as well as Date Night with Tina Fey. And Tina Fey is in this new film that he directed called This Is Where I Leave You. This is a comedic drama, you guys, that is very much a concept. It's based off something in the Jewish religion called Shiva, and what that means is basically, in this story, this estranged family, these who has all these kids, who are full grown adults at this point in their lives. Basically, they all get the news that their father has passed away, and so what that means with the Shiva is not only is there a funeral, but there's a 7 day grieving period that I guess is pretty common within the Jewish religion. That basically means that not only is there 7 day of mourning for the loss of the father, but everybody's in the same house for the next 7 days. And, people can come and visit them, and there's obviously times throughout the day where they take time to remember the father and things like that. So basically, Jane Fonda, who plays the mom of this estranged family, wants them to really do the Shiva thing for the loss of the dad. And basically, Jason Bateman is kind of in a rough time in his life. He's about to go through a divorce. His wife was cheating on him. His job really isn't going very well. It's connected as well to the cheating wife and things like that. Tina Fey has kids who are in the middle of being potty trained, and she has a bunch of other stuff going on. There's another one of the kids in the family has a wife that really wants to have kids. There's been problems with their sex life. They don't know if it's just bad luck or anything, because for some odd reason this woman is just not having kids. And the weird part is that she has the right amount of health to be able to reproduce a child and have her own children. And for some odd reason she just is not having one. Um, and obviously there's other type of like with Adam Driver's character, who's another one of the sons in the family. He's very much a player. He doesn't really stay committed to a woman. He has a girlfriend that he's technically engaged to, but he has this really bad problem with sleeping around with all these other women that really want to be able to date him or sleep around with him and things like that. So basically, everybody in this family is all over the place. They're all kind of in a rough time in their life as it is. And so the death of their father obviously does not do anything to help improve that. So basically, during the 7 day grieving period, a lot of them are really restless. They just want to get out of the house. And, obviously they feel terrible that they all lost their dad. But at the same time, they feel like the mom is being over controlling, and they just want to get back to their lives again so they can take care of all these problems that all of them are having. And so basically, the real main focus of the story, I would say, is Jason Bateman's character as well as Tina Fey's character. Um, they both are seeing somebody in the town that um, is kind of helping them get over something that's really rough going on in their lives. Specifically with Jason Bateman, there's a character played by Rose Byrne who, without me going into too much spoiler details, basically she kind of helps him get through this rough time in his life. They talk about things. She had this huge crush on him at one point, and so basically, she's really helping him out, get over this rough time in his life. And it's just a really interesting thing to play out as all of them are still grieving over the loss of their father. So that's basically the least complicated way I can tell you the storyline of this movie, because it is a pretty complicated storyline as far as what exactly the big main focus of the movie is, because it has a lot of focuses, to tell you the truth. But as far as my positives about This Is Where I Leave You guys, this film has some really great life messages and feel good moments. There's a lot of parts in here where I got to be honest were really touching to me. I liked this whole idea of Jason Bateman and Tina Fey are talking on the roof of their house, that they're mourning in for this Shiva period, and obviously there's actually some pictures online that really kind of emphasize the scene. I'm really glad they are, because this is actually a very powerful scene. Jason Bateman makes the point that, life really isn't perfect. There's always going to be a problem. There's always somebody cheating on somebody else. There's all this, basically there's no such thing as a perfect life, because life isn't perfect. It's not meant to be. It's meant to be unpredictable, and it's meant to have surprises in it, and it's meant to be structured in a way where, you know, your routine schedule is not always going to happen. I mean, there's going to be times in your life where that routine schedule just won't be able to happen. And, it just really, the film really connected in some ways. And I think that's a really neat thing that the film does. I think a lot of people are really going to connect with this film, specifically those who might have a part in their life that they're not completely happy with. I also think the film has a great character development and background information with their characters. You really get to know the characters, or really get to see them develop and learn from stuff and grow as people throughout the course of the film. So I really appreciated how Sean Levy managed to pull that off. And there are some really touching and cute moments in this film, you guys. It really, um, like once again with Tina Fey and Jason Bateman's characters alone, there's a lot of people within the town that really help them get through this rough time in both of their lives, basically. And it's just really touching and cute to see all these people really trying to help them out get through this very rough time in their life. And there really is some great acting performances in this movie. It's one of those films where I really can't point out a bad performance in it, just because everybody really does a great acting job in this. Jason Bateman, Tina Fey, Jane Fonda, basically every member of this family, Adam Driver, all really give great performances in this film. So huge thumbs up for that. They all did great acting performances in this. I also like how the film has a neat John Hughes vibe to it, specifically the scenes where Jason Bateman and Rose Byrne are hanging out at the ice rink. I really get a huge John Hughes vibe from that, and I really like that. I really like how how I can watch a movie and be like, I can definitely tell, the filmmaker got inspired through a John Hughes movie to make that scene a certain way. And it just, for me, on a really deep level, I can just see John Hughes watching down from the heavens and just smiling and be like, I'm glad I was able to inspire people with my work. And so it was just a really neat thing to see a John Hughes vibe added to the movie. I thought it really added a lot to the the film watching experience of the movie. For the negatives, this is where I leave you guys. I really think there wasn't enough comedy to this film. It is a comedic drama. It did a great job as a drama, but I really would have liked to have seen more comedic elements to it. I did laugh a few times, but I wanted more of those laughs. I wanted more jokes, and I just wanted more of a comedic element to it because I felt like it really wasn't a big enough comedy in a sense. I also felt that the feel good moments of the film felt too scattered out. It really feels like there's moments where you have to wait a good 20, 30 minutes just to have another good feel good moment again, when in all honesty, this film could have been full of feel good moments and full of life lessons and full of life philosophy, but it chooses to do that on a very scattered out basis. And though it's great that they wanted to develop these characters, that's fine. But I think the film really could have played off its strengths some more, and one of its strengths was having good feel good moments, which unfortunately are a little bit scattered out throughout the movie. And based off my earlier comment, I really think there is some flat jokes in this film, just some jokes where you can tell they're trying to be funny, and it just really doesn't work too well. And I also think that on some of the scenes where there's a lot of family trauma going on in this house, they're all getting restless, and they all really can't agree on things, and they want to get violent with each other and things like that. There really are some scenes where there's some family trauma overkill, I think. Just they push it way too far. They could have made their point in a much more less violent way, I think. I got the point that this is a dysfunctional family, but there was just some points where it just felt like overkill to me. But overall, guys, I will give This Is Where I Leave You an 8 out of 10. I do think it's a good film. I could see myself maybe watching this one or two more times, or watching it with someone who really wanted to see it. Will I own this? Probably not. But at the same time, I think it is a good enough film where I would recommend it. So pretty big thumbs up for me. 8 out of 10. It's a good film. Is it one of the best of the year? Not quite there, but it is a pretty good film, and I would recommend seeing it at least once. So this is where I leave you. It's a pretty good film with some good life messages to it.